Our first monthly market outlook for the year 2015. I'd like to take this opportunity to Happy New Year's. Wish the new year bring you all very happy, good health and prosperities. Then move to the market outlook for 2015 and the stock pick for January. The sentiment still fragile, I think, for Thai stock markets, but the resilience prevail. We expected by the end of year, the set index targets for this year would be around 1690s. Thai stock market appear to endure a roller coaster ride during early years as sentiments both external and internal remains uncertain. With the fragile state in Greece, volatilities in global oil price, the looming interest rate hikes from the Fed, and a wider possibilities of local institutional sell-off as LTF holder can redeem their units following the 5-year lockup period. Despite this, the government's mega project that we expect to see further developments later in the years, and politics that are likely to move forward to generate general elections to cheer up the sentiments later. In certain circumstances, we set the index target at 1690 points for 2015 based on the PE multiple of 15 times and estimated earning growth of 16%. And then let's move to see the expected time frame for each key event as said. This is the chart, the table that shows the expected time frame for the key events from external and internal fronts. The external front, we wait to the Fed decision on their rate hikes, the most important factors that every investor keep a close watch on that will create market volatility, especially in the first half before the decision will be made in the second quarters. From our internal fronts, we think the most important factor would be the public investment projects. This is the details that we expected the project to be launched and kick off in the first half. The MRT Orange Line and dual track rails will be on the pipeline for the first half, and the second half will eye on the MRT, the Pink Line, and the second phase of the Suvarnabhumi Airport expansions. Then the monetary policy, we think still have a possibility that the MPC or monetary policy committees will decide to cut the rate, the policy rates from the current level of 2% to 1.75%, as we expect if they need or they want to stimulate the economy, so they still have the room as our inflation rate is quite low. The latest figures in December 2014 was only 1.69%, and the total years in 2014 the inflation rate is quite low, lower than 2%, so that leaves the room for MPC to cut the rates, we think, if needed. And then the other factors that quite important for this year is the tax structure reformings. We think the inheritance tax would be the most likely to be enacted first in the first half of this year. Then the excise tax in the mid of this year. On the excise tax is aimed for the tax rate standardizations. The new tax based on the suggested retail price will move transparency and promote fair competitions. So some businesses are expected to bear considerably higher tax burdens, such as the instant coffees, green tea, and mixed fruit juice. The other tax would be eye on the reforming is VAT or value-added tax. The decision should be made before October 2015, but we still think it's unlikely to be lifted back to 10% from the current level of 7%. We haven't seen a very strong economic growth and consumer or investment confidence yet, so we don't think the government will decide to lift the tax back to 10% this year. And the last one is the land and construction tax. That will happen in 2015, but no exact time fixed, no exact time stated or mentions. So just keep a close watch on the change from the rental value base to the assets value base for the land and construction tax. The last one is the political front. As I said earlier, this year would be the important years for the political change and other times, as we are dealing the time of drafting the new constitutions, as we expect the draft would be complete in the second quarters of this year before the National Reform Council to approve it in the third quarters, and leave the fourth quarter for the organic law are enacted before the general elections will come in early of next year. Another factors that we think is quite important for the market movement is the foreign and local institutional investor movement. So we'll give you this chart to show the movement of the foreign and local institutional investor move in the past decades for each month of the years. The data in past decades show that the foreign investor normally reduce their positions in equity ahead of the end of mid-years and the year end, and their buying interest usually pick up 1 or 2 months following the end of quarters. In contrast, the local institutional investor ramp up buying ahead of end of mid-years and the year end, and offloaded stock after the end of quarters. In shorter terms, especially in the January, we think the market sentiment is not so good, as they have some pressure from the institutional investors sell-off on the LTF redemptions after 5-year lockup periods. The charts show that in 2010 to 2012, about 50% of total units were redeemed following the 5-year lockup periods. The data show that the more returns, the higher percentage of unit redeemed, as happened in 2010 and 2012. And also in 2011, an investment in LTF amount to approximately 21.6 billion baht, which will reach the 5-year lockup period in 2015. That is this year. The set index lays at 1025.32 points at the end of 2011, and it's moved higher to hold around 1500 points at the end of 2014. Generating to nearly 50% returns. The calculating amount of LTF in 2011 with the sales return. The size of LTF is estimated 32 billion baht. Such a sharp increase would encourage portions of investors to redeem their unit. So that would be one of the pressure for stock market in the early of the year, especially in January. And here is the investment themes and stock pick for 2015. We think, as said earlier, we think in the near term the set look likely to trade into the downside pressures by oil price rout and local institutional sell-off. So we expect a trading range within 1430 to 1530 in January. And here is the theme and the most attractive theme and stock to be accumulated during refacing of the list of sentiments. So investors should keep eye on stock that will benefit from the government's mega investment project, economic stimulus measures, and digital economies. And also the stock that will benefit from the baht weakness, stock that pay high dividend, and also the high growth stock and turnaround stock. And that is all the top pick for 2015. Then let's move to the long-term portfolio of our Philip Security Research. We have 15 stock in the portfolio, and for the month of January we add 5 more on the portfolio, and we get rid of six deletion for 6 stock. Let's see the stock that we added for the port in January. We can see that 4 out of 5 stock that added is based on the dividend play. All of these stock, including Echo, PM, ASP, and TKS, are paying high dividends, so they quite look attractive on the stock, on the market sentiments that quite not so good, and surrounding with the uncertain factors and the worries on the economic side. So defensive play or dividend play quite attractive themes for the market in short term. So we recommend to add more high dividend yield share to the portfolio, like we pick Echo, PM, ASP, and TKS. Only Abigo High Tech is on the other themes. We pick AH because by statistics show us that the auto sector normally outperformed the set index in January, and Abigo High Tech is our top pick in auto sector, as having new vehicle models to be launched this year, and Abigo High Tech would be benefits throughout the year on the new models compared to the other peers that seems losing competitiveness on the new models. And also in the valuations side, Abigo High Tech have quite a lot capital gains from the current level price of 13 baht compared to the fair value of 17.6 baht, quite a lot capital gain left. So we picked Abigo High Tech into our portfolios, and the deletions, 5 deletions from our portfolio for this month is Lovins, PTT, KCE, TUF, and JMart. So I think that's all for our presentations for this month. And thank you very much for your attention, and see you next time. Thank you. Bye.